Did you know that the word oxymoron is an oxymoron? Let's take a closer look in this video essay that I'm recording live for my new YouTube channel, Novel Anatomy. Recording live, but it's recorded, it's already happened. It can't be live. It's a contradiction in terms. In other words, an oxymoron. Let's look at a few examples in random order, because we don't want organized chaos. Well, that's two more. Random order, organized chaos. Randomness, by definition, is unordered. Chaos is not organized. It's a contradiction in terms, an oxymoron. And what about that video essay I mentioned earlier? An essay is a piece of writing, not a video. It's another contradiction in terms, another oxymoron. If this video is recorded live, what would a video recorded dead look like? Well, it might look something like this. That was a clip from George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead. And you guessed it, living dead is another oxymoron. If it's alive, it can't be dead. And yet that's exactly what a zombie is. A dead human that has somehow been reanimated, come back to life. What do you think of these examples? Do you agree that they're awfully good? Or do you think this is all just a bit of a humble brag? Well, if you think this is all just old news, why don't you sit down on the couch and grab a snack, like some icy hots, as we get ready to shine a black light on the grimy carpet of etymological history that is the story of the word oxymoron. The English word oxymoron comes from the Latin word oxymorus, an adjective meaning oxymoronic, which in turn comes from the Greek word oxymorus, also meaning oxymoronic. So far, you're probably not that interested. The story of linguistics is a story of constant change. But the word oxymoron appears to have hardly changed at all. If I was giving this talk in front of a live audience, this bit of history would probably be met with deafening silence. But pay attention, because it's about to get more interesting. What if we took the Greek word oxymoros and threw it against the wall so it broke apart in a crash landing? Out of the shattered rubble would come two new words, oxus, meaning sharp or pointed, and moros, meaning dull, stupid, or foolish, a word you probably recognize from its English descendant, moron. In other words, sharp and dull, a combination that means oxymoron and is itself an oxymoron. Let's take a closer look at these two shards of linguistic history, morus and oxus. You might think morus sounds a little like the ending of more in sophomore. In my unbiased opinion, that would be very satisfying because sophos in ancient Greek means wise, and morus meaning stupid, this would mean the wise fool. And when we think about what a sophomore is, a second-year student, someone who sometimes, perhaps, thinks they know more than they actually do, a sort of wise fool. And this is another lovely contradiction between two concepts that come together to create a single oxymoron. Sadly, this is a bit of folk etymology because sophomore actually comes from the Greek word sophisma, meaning a clever device. No need for the word morus at all. But did you know that the word morus has filtered its way into modern Greek and there has the meaning of infant or baby? Because an infant has not had time to learn a great deal of things. By the way, that word oxus might be familiar to you too. It's hiding in our familiar word oxygen. Let's mix together oxus, meaning sharp, pointed, and sometimes acidic, like a sharp or acid tongue, and the word genos, meaning birth. Together, these two ancient Greek words combine to create oxygen. That is because oxygen was once thought to be an essential component of all acids. By the way, that's why we also get the German word Sauerstoff, meaning acidic material, or the Japanese word sanso, combining the kanji for acid and element. Speaking of oxygen, did you know that in a minor miracle, scientists learned how to cool oxygen so much that it could become a liquid gas? If you were to touch a container of liquid oxygen, you might get freeze or burn. By the way, speaking of gases, did you know a balloon of helium will fall upwards, but if we tried to fill a balloon with lead, it would go over like a lead balloon. And now, though parting is such sweet sorrow, I'm afraid we have reached the beginning of the end, and I must bid you adieu. But I think it's time to start a new tradition, as I say, see you next time for another novel anatomy. Psst! If you like this video, why not become part of future history and like and subscribe?